It's time for another video, and this is going to be my last video of the year focusing on new releases. I've managed almost one a month, but I ain't going to get through 12 because I think I've only done 10. But I'm going to do this last one, which is going to focus on October 2025. To be perfectly honest, I haven't really heard anything that's worth reviewing in November, and of course we've just started the month of December, so I think it's a pretty comprehensive look, and so I want to get this going. There's about a handful of releases that I want to comment on, and so let's get started with the first. So the first one is an artist that I've been following for a few years. Her name is Mon Laferte, or Laferte, and she's a very, very inspirational singer who resides in Chile. For those unaware, that is in South America, and she's released a handful of albums, and I find listening to her, even though I can't understand any Spanish whatsoever, it's absolutely takes over me. It's tremendous stuff. And her latest is called Femme Fatale, and the cover depicts just that, really, her on the front cover. As I say, one of Latin's music great shapeshifters, and there are 14 tracks on this album. It's her follow-up to the experimental rhythm collision of 2023's Auto Politica, and it takes on the male myth of the femme fatale, and well, I'm going to go into a little bit of the tracks. Now, Laferte actually played the part of one Sally Bowles in a production of Cabaret, if you remember that movie with Lisa Minnelli, in Mexico City. So she really got into the role, and it shows with the passion with which she delivers the music on this. And you can see that her appearance also adds to the impact. Jazz and cabaret are the primary musical influences here, while the latter is now the overriding theme in her live shows, and the result is absolutely magical. This is 5-star, even though I can't understand any of the Spanish, and it will definitely be in my top 20. Now, of course, I think I'm going to make it top 30 actually, because there's been so much good music this year. And of course, if you are watching this this video on Rumble, you'll get to hear 2 tracks from this album. Right, the second release from October that I just want to comment briefly on is an album called Ad Astra, and it's by the Northern Ireland band Ash. Now for me, this is a return to a band that I dipped into in the mid-90s. A lot of it had to do with John Peel, who absolutely adored this band. They were sort of a punky sort of rock band, and some of their albums were pretty good. Nuclear Sounds, which came out in I think it came out in 95, and 1977 was their debut, and there were a number of records anyway through the late 90s. Sorry about the noise. I will be moving to a new location next week, thank goodness. This is their 9th, and it's a mature version of the energy that they put into those records back in the 90s. It's pretty good stuff. If you were a fan of Green Day, then I would suggest that this is Ireland's Green Day, Northern Ireland's Green Day. Strong stuff, pretty powerful, well played, crisp production. Ad Astra by Ash. Third offering on this video is an album by Boz Scaggs called Detour. Now, of course, Boz Scaggs, for those of my age, will remember that he originally came to life in the late 60s when he joined forces with one Steve Miller, and of course they were California, San Francisco band, I think, or LA anyway, and Boz then left in the beginning of 1969 to pursue a solo career, which he successfully done. Anyway, I hadn't really heard any of his music for some time. He must be in his mid-70s now, and he's released this album, Detour. These are sort of songs from American songbook type music, famous by Sinatra, Lonnie Johnson, Ella Fitzgerald, and Irma Thomas. And there's a jazz feel to it, and a great version of I'll Be Long Gone from his eponymous 1969 debut album, which of course featured the irreplaceable Duane Allman on guitar. There's nothing like that on here, no Loan Me a Dime, I'm afraid, but these crooners are worth a listen to, and his falsetto is pretty impressive. He's actually 81, so give it a listen. Detour, Boz Scaggs. Very brief comment on an album called Tremors by an artist, Daniel Avery. I don't know this artist at all. It's got a very atmospheric shoegaze songcraft to it, and Daniel, he's also very much into electronic music production with a touch of dream pop, and on this we can hear some bombastic drumming that alerts us to New Life, one of the highlights. I confess I struggle with this genre, but occasional listens, okay. So maybe suits you. Daniel Avery, the album's called Tremors. Next up is an album called Loving You, and it's by Richard Ashcroft. Now, Richard Ashcroft, of course, was originally part of the band The Verve at the time of the arrival of Britpop, and I actually like The Verve, and I've got all of their albums, I think. Then he went solo, and I got off to a good start with his debut, and after that I sort of lost touch with him. I've recently started to download his discography, but alas, I've had no time to listen to it. And then out of the blue, this new album came along, Loving You. It's 4 years since the previous one, Acoustic Hymns Volume 1, in 2021, and I don't know that one album at all. But this album, I really enjoyed it. I really feel that this is music that I could listen to frequently. It blends his signature rock and soul style with some experimental touches. He dips into a bit of disco and hip hop, and the diversity was definitely extrempo. So Richard Ashcroft, he's also done a tour. Tracks that impressed me, Love and Affection, which is the Joan Armatrading song, was a great cover, I felt. Very funky. He put his own stamp on this one. And there was also another cover which included elements of classical gas, Mason Williams, the melody, that is. So these variety of genres, variety of moods, has revitalized my interest in him, and so I suggest you get along to listen to this one. It's Richard Ashcroft's latest album, and it's called Loving You. I'm nearly knocked tea over. two more then, and then I'm start to get the editing going. This next one is from The Last Dinner Party. Now, some of you will probably already know about this all-girl band, and this is their second album called From the Pyre. Their debut went to #1 in the UK album charts. It's called Prelude to Ecstasy, and it did them no harm whatsoever when they were the support act on I think, which is possibly the last to this day anyway, the last tour by the Rolling Stones. So they got off to a great start, and good for them. They're an impressive female combo that deliver more indie rock class, thespian rock to Kadai. Kadai is Thai, by the way, just to remind you, I'm in Thailand here, and it delivers that thespian rock to the masses with wit, warmth and remarkable pop craftsmanship. The playing is first class, and they all get involved in the singing. Agnes Dell, can't read my writing here. Agnes Dell is an example of those impressive vocal arrangements. And then Is the Killer Speaking? This is the Killer Speaking, sorry. It's an example of sort of cowboy psychedelia. And the barroom weeper, Sail Away. Excellent stuff, this. I haven't listened to too many times, just two listens so far, but it's definitely going to be in my end of the year top 30, and I suggest you get to listen to it. The Last Dinner Party. It's called From the Pyre. Last one then on this October new releases, it's an album called Sunlight in the Shadows, and it's by the British rocker Miles Kane. I actually got to hear another of his albums a couple of years ago, and I was pretty impressed by it. Anyway, here he's joined forces with the Black Keys' Dan Auerbach for this bluesy and bombastic 6th album of his. As I say, it's got a late afternoon soul balladry to it, and it's also very much heavily influenced by the late great Mark Bolan. Auerbach and Kane are self-confessed fans of Bolan, and I'm sure when you get to listen to this you will hear Bolan's fingerprints all over this one. So it's worth a listen. It's good. And that is that. Okay, so that completes my videos, monthly new releases. Once this one's out, I will then start to get together my top 30 for the year, and I'm going to do 2 videos for YouTube. Of course, copyright prevents me from giving you any snippets of the actual tracks. But if you're going to listen to this on a Rumble, I'll need 3 videos for that, because I'll be pumping out a couple of tracks so you can taste the sample of the album that I'm talking about. And then it'll be time for next year. Now, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to kick these out. I'm 71, going on 72. I'm moving out the city to a remote rural area, and I've been told that there will be an internet connection, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to continue doing these videos. I've got lots to do because currently where I am, the lighting is poor, and also the sound of the cars outside impede my ability to record these videos. So anyway, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, if that's what you do on the 25th. I will be possibly getting into some chocolate, even though I'm still heavily overweight. And that's it from me.